claws are too long. Too long. Ooh, it went live faster than it has been for the last couple of days. Yay! As I'm over here chatting with Foster about his claws because they're too long. He has glorious sabers. All right. It is December 22nd. We are nigh on Christmas. Our title is For Unto Us a Child is Born. And this will be from Emma Curtis Hopkins from Unto I guess that's the name of the article. So it's an excerpt from. And it is from 1894. And she is going to start out with Isaiah. A quote from Isaiah. For unto us a child is born. Unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Spirit, the Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this. And that is Isaiah 9, 6 and 7. 6 through 7. We hear a great deal about getting oneself into harmony with certain forces that are supposed to be moving through this universe. We are told that there is a secret flame in our atmospheric ether, which we can either extract after a little practice, and it will have an astonishing effect upon us. We are told of elixirs that float and crackle all about us, which only a few on this round ball have ever caught any of, but they have been filled with extraordinary powers. According to Jesus Christ, whose powers really all start from the soul principle in each of us, and it is what we ourselves have generated that we finally inhale as flame and elixir vitae or forces. The first lesson of Jesus was, stop gazing among the ways of men, hoping to find a cure of their scourges. Turn your eyes backward and see into that kingdom of heaven that has its everlasting abode within you. There your eyes will catch fire, light, miracle shining rays, and whatever you look at after that, something new and strange will happen. I want to know where she got that. Because it's in a quote. It's in quotes. Stop gazing among the ways of men, hoping to find cures of their scourge. Wow. Emma Curtis Hopkins is they call her the teacher of teachers. She is one of the most amazing teachers in New Thought. And it's one of those things where you're really grateful that Mary Baker Eddy came to Crossways with her and sent her on her way. Because if she had stayed with Mary Baker Eddy, she wouldn't have become the teacher that she is. She wouldn't have taught the Fillmores, who founded Unity. She wouldn't have taught Ernest, who founded Science of Mind. She wouldn't have written all of the amazing books that she wrote. One of the things that I enjoy most about Philosophy Friday is one of the members, he's doing a year-long study of Emma Curtis Hopkins. And he almost every night, our night isn't complete if he doesn't mention Emma Curtis Hopkins. So I always enjoy whatever it is that he's going to say about Emma. And it's like, you know what? He hasn't mentioned Emma yet. We can't get off the call. We can't get off the Zoom yet. So, but she clearly went back and read her Jesus material with a fine-toothed comb. And in that last line, what she is saying is, look, Jesus said this. Stop looking for the solutions among the problems. You're not going to find the solutions among the problems. But then she says, well, Jesus says, look within. When he says look backwards, look within. The kingdom of heaven is within you. And if you want to find, and they called, we still call it all kinds of things. We call it love, whatever, the divine pattern. They called it ether. They called it fire. They called it flame. They called it, you want to find that. The only place to find that is to look into the kingdom of heaven. Well, where is the kingdom of heaven? Well, Jesus said it's within you, which is why I say the kingdom of heaven it's a mindset. It's a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness. And when you look back at the material world with that mindset, you will see something strange and anew. Okay? That's how she ended it. Look, when you look through that heavenly mindset, you will see things differently. And you know that. I say it when I get on, especially when something's going on with me. I remind you that you are going to read sacred literature. You're going to read anything different based on your mood. Which is why it's kind of important to check your mood when you go in to do meditations and prayers. If you go into doing a prayer, feeling sorry for yourself, then you're probably going to do a begging and pleading prayer. Okay? Which, in our opinion, isn't the most effective way to do that. I do say in our opinion, in our teaching, it's not the most effective way to do it. So where was I going? Oh, yeah. So if you get into that heavenly mindset and then look for a solution, you're much more likely to find it. And so, and tell me if you've ever watched a movie in a good mood, you see certain things, and then you go back and watch the movie in a different mood. Maybe you're sad, maybe you're angry. You're going to see different things. Okay. So that's what Emma is telling us, that Jesus told us. The kingdom of heaven, that light that you are chasing, is already within you. Like, you don't have to go chasing all over the world for it. It's already within you. What you have to do is look within. And once you recognize it and get good at practicing it, she called the earth a round ball. That was okay. Once you get good at looking within yourself at that light, then you start to look out. It's like they talk about putting on rose-colored glasses. Sorry, I just noticed that my partner put something in a weird place, and I'm just like, okay. I just distracted myself. Rose-colored glasses. So we talk about looking at the world through rose-colored glasses. Well, that's kind of the same thing that Emma's talking about. You want to look at the material world through the heavenly lenses. You want to look through the kingdom of good, the kingdom of God, the kingdom of heaven's lenses at the material world. Because then you will see things that you didn't see before that are probably going to be much closer to the solution that you're seeking. And I've heard that said, you're not going to find the solution among the problems. You have to turn away from the problem to seek the solution. Now, science might disagree with me about that to a certain degree, but you can't be looking at the problem and to find the solution. Yeah. So, maybe what I mean by that with science disagreeing with me is once you've got the solution, you go back and test it on the problem. So, yeah. So, unto us a child. I don't know why she started starting out the quote with Isaiah, but because she is a biblical scholar. She is a biblical scholar, much like Jesus himself was. That is one of the interesting things about Jesus is Jesus could quote the Bible back at the people who were constantly questioning him. He'd quote it right back at him. And he's like, look, this is what it says. And then they go, well, yeah, what about that? And he's like, the answer is love. I saw a meme the other day that said, I've forgotten what the question is, but the answer is love. The answer is always love. And that was Jesus's answer too. It's like, the answer is always love. I'll quote you the Bible is the Bible passages. The answer is always love. So, and that's one of the things that made him such an interesting teacher. It was like, he knew his stuff and then proceeded to, interpret it from a place of love. He put on the heavenly lenses and read the Bible that way. So, and he read the Bible with love. If we could all do that, the world would be a different place. So, which is probably the goal. All right, Emma. I always enjoy Emma Curtis Hopkins. A lot of times she makes me work for it. Like when I read Nona Brooks yesterday, like I had nothing to add because it was so beautifully written. I was like, I can't. But Emma's like, this is the way it is. And then I'm like, yes. And I'm excited to add to it. So that's the way these writers are in this book, is sometimes you read it and you're like, I have no idea what I just read. And sometimes you read it and it resonates so fully that it's mic drop. And then sometimes you read it and you're like, yes. And here's what I think about that. Well, I'll always have an opinion on Emma Curtis Hopkins because she's one of my favorite teachers. Although I have really enjoyed all of the Nona Brooks stuff in here. I'm going to have to go see, dig up some more of her material. Of the writers in here, I've really enjoyed Nona L. Brooks, one of the founders of Divine Science. Okay, so the mission today, should we choose to accept it, and it's going to be, I'm going to quote Emma quoting Jesus. Turn your eyes backwards and see into that kingdom of heaven that has its everlasting abode within you. Okay? Whatever it is that you're seeking, whatever it is that you are seeking, the mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to turn within to the kingdom of God, the kingdom of heaven that has its everlasting abode within us. Turn there first. Whatever is happening, whatever problem, whatever you're seeking, whatever desire you have, whatever need you have fulfilled, turn within to the kingdom of heaven within you first. Or as we like to say, go to God first. Okay? Start there. And then, once you've gone within and stepped into that kingdom of heaven, where it already, whatever it is that you want or need, already exists, then you come out with new eyes and you start looking for the guidance that gets you what it is that you want. Okay? And you could always take, it's Neil Goddard, who go into the dream and then, and grasp it and bring it out. That could happen. That could happen too. You could bring your desire or need back from the kingdom immediately. Most of us aren't that good on this round ball. But, you can start looking for the guidance. You can start looking for the wisdom. You can start listening for what it is that will bring you to what you desire. Sometimes it comes to you, but most of the time we have to bring ourselves to it. So we follow the guidance. So that is the mission. Turn backwards is weird, but turn within. And to that kingdom that Jesus said is within you. All right, the other mission is the same mission I give you every day, which is the spiritual practice of self-care. Do something loving for yourself. Do something kind for yourself. Do something compassionate for yourself. Whatever it looks like. Big, small, doesn't matter. Point is to practice on yourself. The closer we get to Christmas, the more important it is to practice love, kindness, and compassion on yourself. You are your own best test subject. My goal is to create, because by practicing it every day, you are creating a habit. you're creating a first response where hopefully everything that you do is loving, kind, and compassionate. But the most important reason why I mention it every day is you deserve your own love, you deserve your own kindness, you deserve your own compassion. You're a beloved child of God, okay? Nothing can change that. So practice the love, kindness, and compassion on yourself. And there are a couple of quick suggestions. Take a deep breath before you speak. That way you can give yourself a moment to think, is this the most loving, kind, and compassionate way I could say this? You will never speak to anybody as much as you speak to yourself. Therein lies. Okay, so try it. A couple of the other ones, take a walk, take a nap, take a break. Taking a walk, stretch your legs, get some exercise, get some oxygen flowing, get a change of scenery. Take a break. Maybe whatever you're working on, you just need a mental break. Walk away and do something else for a minute. Take a nap. None of us get enough sleep, and I know this. So, I love Saturday is my favorite. Saturday and Sundays when I don't have anything else going on, I get good naps in, and I feel better for it. It definitely helps make up for me pushing myself a little too much during the week. So, that's what I'm talking about. I'm also going to remind you that no, sometimes the most loving, compassionate, and kind thing you can do is say no. And I'm also going to remind you that no is a complete sentence. You do not have to explain why you are saying no. You can choose to, but you do not have to. All right? So remember that. But I'm also going to remind you that saying yes, especially to something that pushes you a little out of your comfort zone, can also be a loving, kind, and compassionate thing. Because what we want is generally on the other side of our comfort zone. So remember that. No is not always the answer. Sometimes yes is. But you got to do what is best for you. I've got a couple of other, I can give you lots of suggestions, but a couple of the other ones is joy. Joy is a quality of God, therefore joy is a quality of you. Make room for joy. No matter what happens. I saw a psychologist talking about happiness is conditional and comes from the outside. Joy is unconditional and comes from within. So make room for joy, because joy goes a long way to helping to create happiness. And it is the very seed of hope. So if you need it, practice joy. Practice joy. And gratitude's a great way to practice joy. But so are fur babies. This cat beside me who keeps distracting me. That's joy. That is absolute joy for me. Yes, they do drive me crazy, but it's worth it. All right. And then I switched them up today. There's joy. No matter what's going on in the world, no matter what's going on in your life, you still deserve joy. Okay. So practice it. Make room for it. The other one that I like to say in this self-care is to eat dessert first. Okay. 1, eat dessert first. 2, chocolate is the first step to fixing anything, in my opinion. But really the most important part of that is don't save the good stuff. That's what I mean. Our life is a special occasion and we don't know how long we've got. So do the stuff now. Burn the fancy candles, write the nice notebooks, wear the fancy clothes, do all of that now. Use the fancy dishware now. Don't wait for a special occasion. Make the occasion special. Love, kind, compassion. Okay, the rest of the suggestions are basic self-care. Do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like, unless today is your day of rest, which it was for me. Not that Foster had any interest in letting me sleep beyond 7:20 this morning. He was like, no, you must get up. And I didn't. And at one point he gave up and came back and curled up with me. And it's like, yep, we're going to take that extra time. Drink plenty of water. Hydration is super important. You know how I feel about it. Your brain works better. Your body works better. Your skin looks better when you are well hydrated. Drink plenty of water. Get that early in your day bright light. We are facing about 5-6 days of cloud. So I will be using artificial light to get me going. What I'm talking about is a natural circadian rhythm. It's a natural hormone cycle. cortisol gets a bad rap because it's, it's a stress hormone. It should be high in the morning so you can get out of bed, but not too high in the morning because, that is a contributing factor to heart attacks. But it should be low at night so you can go to sleep. Well, frequently, our cortisol is opposite. So getting that early in your day bright light is one of the ways that you can help to reset that normal balance. There are a lot of other ways. Please Google circadian rhythms. But, but that light will help. It'll also support your vitamin D levels, what have you. If you're going to do sunlight, it's 7 to 9 in the morning, and it's 5 or 10 minutes. Artificial light, again, it's 5 to 10 minutes of bright, sustained light. And if the light in your house is not enough, please Google seasonal effect disorder lamps or sun lamps. It's a real thing. They use it in places in the world where they don't, one of the guys that I follow, he got 15 minutes of sun yesterday. That's it. He probably has a couple of sun lamps. So, there is technology out there to support you. All right, beloveds. I'm going to end you with my Ernest Holmes quote. Open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you that you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around us all the time. It's what Emma was talking about. The kingdom of God is within us. Okay, that means it's a mindset. It's a state of consciousness. Once we learn to create it for ourselves, nobody can take it away from us. Okay? That Christ consciousness that we come pre-installed with. The password to activate it is love. It's what Jesus taught. Literally love. Okay? And since we're talking about Emma Curtis Hopkins, in creating that heavenly mindset, take Emma Curtis Hopkins' advice. Look for the good and praise it. It's the best advice she can give. It's like Meister Eckhart said, if the only prayer you ever say is thank you, it will be enough. It really is that easy. We just want to make it hard. All right, beloveds. Yeah, the world is complicated. But this stuff? Yeah. All right. I'm at the part where social media. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the Running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. I encourage you to check out that content. If you are not on our constant contact, email info@creativelife.org. That'll get you the one email a week. The hot links are hot. And we have a Christmas Eve service. So you can come to the Sunday service in the morning, which will be the regular Sunday. And then at 7 o'clock, we will have the candlelight Christmas Eve service. So it'll be good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing what everybody else has to say. Because I know I pretty much know what I'm going to say. So yeah. All right. And if you can't make it to the service, it'll be on Facebook Live and we will put it up on YouTube. So there's that. All right. Yep. I get to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day. A look through those heavenly lenses day. A light that flame day. A recognize that crackling ball of energy is within you day. It's so close to Christmas. Oh, what was it? Those presents are going to wrap themselves day. My UPS driver is hysterical. A good day. And if that's too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You're a beloved child of God in whom God is well pleased and well represented. All right. Explore the truth of your being. Peel back the layers of what you have been told. So, by gender, by society, by culture, by religion, by the labels you've been stuck with, and the boxes you've been stuffed into, peel back what you have been told by stereotypes, archetypes, by people that know you, by people that don't. Peel all that away and get to know who God knows you to be. Because I can promise you that the person God knows you to be is cool. No, pretty cool is good. All right, I got to go to work. So I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to remind you, Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you at around 9 a.m. tomorrow. I do get to go to the park tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.